Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Next Tuitions. I'm Mansur Hassan, I'm Senior Solution Architect, and this is the continuation of web series about AWS for developers. And in this video, we will gonna learn AWS CodeCommit. AWS CodeCommit is a project, or you can say a mimic of source control or version control for your code. And you can refer it same like GitHub, GitLab, or any subversion tool. So in this video, we will see how we can connect with our AWS code commit. So let's begin. AWS code commits has several authentication mechanism. In GitHub, we use username and password. So in AWS code commit, it gives you ability to allow your user log in through IAM. So what we need to do is we need to create IAM user in order to interact with the code commit. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create some code commit users. So for this, we need to navigate to IAM management console, and what we need to do is we need to create some users. The first user I'm going to create is, I'm calling it as an architect, and I'm just giving access this user to access keys and password. I'll be setting some password, and I'm just removing required reset. So in the next, what I'm doing is I'll be setting up some permission. So I'm gonna give this user permission to AWS Code Commit full access since he's architect. So I can provide the full access to him, or either I can give the power user access to him as well. But since for the sake of management at the top level, I'm giving him full access. So click on the next review, and then create user. So this is our one user, and what we can do, we can just download the credentials. We can just close it, and then what we need to, this is the architect user. He's not going to push and commit any code to the repository. What we need to do is we need to create another user. We will be calling that user as a developer. I'm giving developer access to both, and I'm just setting up some password. So this is the first step. What we need to do here, we need to give some permission to our developer. Since he's a developer, so what I can do is I can provide power user access to him. So next review, and I'm just done. So also downloading his profile as well. So we are done with the user creation. Second thing, we need to create a repository. So for this, we need to go to AWS CodeCommit. We can navigate from here. We can just go over here, CodeCommit, and from here we can see our repository. So what we can do is we can click on creating repositories, and we can say that current project, and we will be adding prefix demo. So we can just copy and paste in here as well, and then yeah, we are pretty much done with this. So our project is ready, our users are ready. What are the next steps? The next step is to configure your SSH client. So there are steps already written. So the first step we need to do is we need to register our public key. So in IAM user, we need to add our public key. So this is our developer user. So we will be giving him access to the repository. We already given him some access to the repository, but we did not configure the code commit CLI. So what we'll be doing is we will be adding the public key of him so he can push the code to the repository. So for this, what we can do is we can just uh, we just need actually need the public key of the user. So this is my public key. So what I can do, I can just copy and paste that public key and upload it. So yeah, our key is uploaded. Next thing we need this SSH key ID. So the second step is uh, we are we create we already installed the Git CLI. We already configure the public key. The next step is we need to configure or add this configuration into our SSH directory. I already have this. So what I need to do is what do you need to do in order to do that? So just navigate to the SSH directory. Once you are in the SSH directory, you will need to create a config file. Under the config file, what we need to do is we just need to copy and paste, copy and paste. So just just copy the content from the repository, and here you need to specify your public key path. So mine to have a full path, absolute path, or you can define the tilde along with the path. So this is our public key RS. So this is our private key. So what we need to do, we need to define our private key path over here. So if you have on a different location, you can specify the different location over here. The next thing we need to do is we need to update our IAM SSH key. From where we can get this? We can get it from developer user, and when we upload the key, it assigned us as SSH key ID. So we just need to copy that key. We need to paste, and we just need to save that key. So we are pretty much good in terms of configuration because we already defined this step. So next thing, we need to change the permission of the config file. So we can just chmod 600 and we are done with. The next thing, we need to copy the repo URL. This is the clone URL. You can just copy and you can just navigate to your desired path. So this is my desired path. Here I need to clone my project. So when we initialize or when we clone the directory first time, so there or when we create a repository in AWS CodeCommit, so there is no branch. Whatever the branch you create, it becomes the default branch. So if I go to the branches in the CRUD project, so I see there is no branch. So whatever the branch we will create, it becomes the default branch. So make sure we are creating a branch with the name of master. So first we need to create a local branch, git checkout space minus p, and we will call it as a master. Oh, sorry, I need to navigate to the directory first, and then we need to check out. So we are in the master branch. So if we do git branch space minus a, sorry, git branch. So you can see we are in the master branch. So the next step we need to do is we need to add files. So for the sake, I'm saying add the readme.md. So this is my readme.md, and I'm just adding some content to it. This is our project, and I'm just saving that file, and I'm saying git status, and then I'm doing git add. Now I need to add some git commit. Files. Now I need to push it to origin. We'll be calling it master. So once the push is reached to, so yeah, our git has a push, new push. If I refresh this page again, so I will start seeing a branch called master, and you see it's a default branch. So as I mentioned, whatever the first branch you create, it becomes the master branch. Now, if I go to the code, so I will see my readme.md. So this is my readme.md. Now I need to add some code. So before we do that, so because in Git or GitOps, there are processes like approval, PRs, approval templates. So AWS CodeCommit gives you all controls to manage your GitOps operations. So it gives you approval rule templates, and you can use the Git tags. You can manage your commits. So everything GitHub, GitLabs, and other CI series or CI system provides, AWS CodeCommit gives you the same way. So uh, it gives you creating a pull request. On the pull request, you can set the approval templates, like if you wish, whenever a pull request is being created, it should be approved by any of the senior member of the team before it gets merged. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to create approval rules. So we have one approval rules. So what that we can create another template as well. So we can call it as third approval template. And this is an option. We can say we need at least one approval required. We have two options. Either we can provide the full ARN or we can just specify the username. So we can specify just the username as a approver. So we can go to our IAM and we can just copy the name and we can paste it over here, which is architect. And if we need more approver, so you can add more approver from here. So at the moment, we are satisfied with one. Now you need to select the project on which you wish to implement this rule. So we are using CRUD and we'll be creating this approval rule. So this approval rule automatically applies when anything, when any, you can say, any pull request being created to the CRUD project. So let's create a pull request. So before we create a pull request, what we need to do is we need to do some changes. Before do that, we create another local branch called develop. So we are creating another branch with the name of develop. So in this, I already have some code in my local. So I'm just copying it and saying this Python app is static here. So I have everything in my local repository. Let me just remove this zip. So I'm just making another commit to my repository. So I have added. Now I need to push to my origin, but this time I won't choose my master branch. I'll be choosing my develop. So the code has been pushed. Now what we need to do is if I go to the CRUD project and if I go to the if I go to over here, so I can see the develop branch as well. So in the develop branch, I can see all my codes or code files which I just pushed. So what I can do is I can just click on the create pull request. On in the pull request, I can say my destination branch is the master and the source branch is develop. So I just need to click on the compare. I can just see what are the changes. But before that, we can title our PR as develop merge to master. And in the description, we can define anything we want. So from the bottom, you can see the commits we just made, and we can see all the files being changed. And then we can just create a pull request. So we see our pull request has been created. But if we see go down, it says rules not satisfied. So what we need to do is we need to log in as a architect. So this is our URL. We need to just copy. We need to click the private window so we can just log into the new user. So our username is architect, and we just need to log in from the password. So once it's done, what we can do is we can just navigate to the AWS CodeCommit. And if we navigate to the AWS CodeCommit, we can see oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong region. My bad. I have to go to the east one, by the way. So we can see CRUD project is there. If I go to over here, CRUD projects, and if I navigate to the pull request, I can see a develop merge request. So you can see I have a button, click approve. But if I go to the other window in the pull request, I do not see that button. So that means AWS manages very cleanly. I just need to click on the approve button. So once that is approved, so the merge button become active. I can revoke my approval as well. So if I go back to my other window, and if I click on the pull request, so you can see the status is approved and status is, oh sorry, approval status is approved, and we have a status is open. If I click over here, so you can see merge button become active. Sorry, it's the architect window. I need to go to here. Yeah, this is the window. I just need to refresh that one. So approval status is approved. And if I go over here, so merge buttons become active. So I can just click on the merged, and there are several options. Fast forward, squash and merge, three-way merge. So we are just doing a demo. You can choose your option according to your GitOps, the way you implement it. But at the moment, we are going with the fast forward, and we are just merging the pull request, and it's done. So yeah, that's it from the lecture. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our channel and don't forget to share our videos. Thank you for watching this video.